Lucas, when is the new dragon update coming out on Blox Fruits?
That's a question that nobody in Brazil has the answer to. After all, the Blox Fruits admins don't answer Brazilians. But even so, we're big fans of the game, and someone had to do something to find out what and when the Blox Fruits update was coming. So I decided to investigate myself. 5 months ago, Blox Fruits admin Uzadi posted this video, and if you look closely, the thumbnail of this video shows the new dragon fruit and 3 other possible things coming in the update. So I downloaded the thumbnail from this video and put it into Photoshop, and I clarified it as much as I could. And I discovered that one of these things is shaped like an island, chains, trees, and also a very peculiar shape for fans of the One Piece anime. Okay, but many of us were already imagining that an island was coming. And this week, Blox Fruits' own official Gamer Robot channel deliberately leaked this sneak peek. This is the new Blox Fruits Island, and it was admin Uzoth himself who recorded this take. And if you listen carefully, there are several sounds of prehistoric creatures on this island. Bones, lots of lava, and all of this is reminiscent of the new dragon fruit. And in addition to this island, some dragon fruit attacks have been posted by the admins themselves. Attack 1, Attack 2, and Attack 3. And the Attack 4? It's a bit frustrating though, because we only have the images of the attacks. And what we really want to know is how this attack works. And thinking about it, I came up with the following idea. These attacks were inspired by One Piece, so we just have to check the source. Starting with Attack 1, which summons a gigantic circle of fire, which if you look closely is the size of the pirate starter island. And now let's see what this attack would actually look like by reproducing it in the anime. This is Kaido in his dragon transformation. And he's going to use the attack we've just shown you from Blox Fruits. That's right, he invokes a gigantically giant fireball. And he throws it at the island. This attack is strong enough to destroy an entire island. Attack number 2. The zone in its hybrid form, as you can see. He summons a huge fireball, and after that, he unloads this fireball, destroying everything around him. And in the anime, the attack that most resembles this, it's when Kaido also carries a large fireball, summoned in the middle of the island, carrying all the heat inside. That's because he has an absurd dragon body. So much heat is absorbed that the attack turns green. And then he throws all that heat in the form of green blades of fire at his enemies. Guess who would be tough enough to cut such a blade in half? Obviously, it has to be Zoro, and that was probably the most impactful print the admin posted. A huge load of absurd fire. You can't understand anything that's going on. And the scene where Kaido is carrying that same fire is here. Then he starts to carry the fire all over his body, and this time, he's raised the temperature to the maximum temperature of a dragon. And Kaido's body becomes nothing more, nothing less than a walking golden lava. And from a blue dragon, he is now a golden flaming dragon. And the same lightning bolts that come out of that Blox Fruits print also come out of Kaido's body. That's crazy. So we already know that Onigashima Island and the new dragon fruit are coming in the update. However, there are still 2 items missing. And one of them, a programmer managed to discover by looking at the data in the Blox Fruits folder. Which is this fighting style, which people have dubbed Divine Art, which is basically the opposite of Sanguine Art. It's the fighting style of angels, which was probably inspired by the Skypiea arc from One Piece. And if you think it stopped there, it hasn't. Fans have created their own fighting style on a Blox Fruits pirate server. Let's take a look at the attack, starting with the Z, which is a skill that he can do several dashes with. The X, which reminds me a lot of the light fruit skill, very cool. And the C, which summons giant angelic chains over an absurd area that will probably deal crazy damage, very similar to God Human's X. These are the fighting styles that already exist in Blox Fruits. And the most expensive are Electric Clown at 3 million, Dragon Tail at 3 million, God Human at 5 million, and Sanguine Art at 5 million. Divinity Art will probably either cost 5 million or 6 million, and you'll also have to get some boss raid item from the island of Onigashima. So we've already discovered the new island and the new fighting style. And now there's just one last thing to discover. And I believe that there may be new fruit coming, just as there was in the Kitsune update when there was new fruit that we didn't even think would come. So I've listed 4 possible new fruits that could come in this new update. Starting with the Pirate King's fruit with a reward of 390 billion. This pirate uses the pterodactyl fruit, a prehistoric fruit, as well as a prehistoric island. This fruit that mixes fire and magma attacks can also be used. This fruit also has an impenetrable defense when the fire on its back is active. And the one battling the king here is Zoro, and he's used his fruit's most powerful attack where it shoots out a ray of magma and fire. And that same ray turns into several other rays in the shape of a dragon. But that's no problem for the swordsman Zoro, who slices them all in half. And if this fruit were to be included in Blox Fruits, I believe it would cost 2.6 million and would be of mythical rarity. The next fruit is Basil Hawkins, a reward of 320 million. This pirate uses a paramecia fruit called scarecrow fruit or voodoo fruit. Many believe that this fruit could be included in Blox Fruits because it has been talked about since the Kitsune update. Basically, this guy can turn into a scarecrow. That has a really weird face. Completely weird. And in one of his most supreme forms, he turns into a gigantically giant scarecrow the size of a giant, and he looks completely scary. And a very interesting thing about this fruit is that it's not just a scarecrow voodoo doll, it can also use cards, and these cards define its attacks. One of them can even make the members of his gang duel each other. It's a pretty chaotic business, isn't it? And if this fruit were to come to Blox Fruits, I believe it would be of mythical rarity and would cost around 2.9 billion. The next fruit is from the Pirate Kid, who has a reward of 3 billion, the Paramecia fruit of magnetism. This fruit allows him to control any type of metal and create all kinds of crazy weapons. And he's using this fruit in its awakened form to beat up Big Mom, who uses the fruit of spirits. And man, don't mess with Kid. He's crazy. His power is such that even the world government can't stop it. You can see by Big Mom's face when she receives this attack. She's not pretty enough, is she? Now receiving this attack? I believe that if this fruit came to Blox Fruits, it would be of legendary rarity and would cost 2.1 million. The next fruit is that of the Cyborg Queen. It uses the Brachiosaur fruit, which is a fruit based on physical strength and endurance. Not to mention how cool it looks, a cyborg Brachiosaurus. Completely weird, strong, and weird again. Because look at this bizarre transformation. A dinosaur that uses swords, and at the same time he's a cyborg. I believe that if this fruit were to come to Blox Fruits, it would be of legendary rarity and would cost around 1.4 billion. And I sincerely hope that this dragon fruit progress symbol ends soon, because we've now gone almost 7 months without a Blox Fruits update. And we all know how fond we are of this game, and when it's updated, it's the real deal. I hope you enjoyed this video, and tell us which fruit you think will make it into the game update. Also comment on the power of this fruit so that those who have never watched One Piece can understand what you're talking about. Hugs from your friend Lucas. Stay with God. Bye.